This is Global News at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Coleen Christie. When it was introduced back in 1993, it was described as a temporary measure. Well, now more than 25 years later, YVR is increasing the price travelers pay, with the airport improvement fee going up by 25%. Jordan Armstrong is live at YVR tonight. Now, Jordan, we reported this first last night, but we want to know what we're getting for that fee. But first, what did travelers you talked to say about paying more to fly?
Yeah, mixed opinions for sure, Coleen. You know, a lot of people probably don't even realize they're paying this fee. It's rolled into the cost of your airline ticket. Right now, it's $20, but as of January 1st, it climbs to $25. Why? The airport CEO says it's their busiest year ever for capital projects. $700 million is being spent just this year on about 60 projects around the airport. But when the airport improvement fee was first introduced, as you mentioned, we were all told it would be temporary. That was 26 years ago. Now the airport says the fee is never going away. It is only going up.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's a lot.
It is expensive, yeah. It shouldn't be like that.
I'm not surprised. We'll keep paying.
Every time they go over budget, they push it up.
Nobody likes the price of anything to go up.
You know what? I don't pay attention to anything, so there we go.
I mean, they say improvements. What does it mean?
We are building a geo-exchange building to replace our old heating and cooling plant, which has reached end of life. We're building a new 6-level parkade. We're building an extension to the terminal on the international side that has 8 gates.
Now, here's how YVR compares to other major airports. Edmonton, Calgary, and Montreal all charge $30, so more. Vancouver soon to be on par with Toronto at $25. Ottawa is the cheapest at $23. Now, about the only break you're going to get out of YVR is if you're flying within BC or to the Yukon. For that, the improvement fee remains $5. Coleen.
All right, Jordan, thanks for that. A senior RCMP intelligence official has been charged with violating Canada's Official Secrets Act. Cameron Ortiz, Director General of an intelligence unit within the RCMP, is facing multiple charges under both the Criminal Code and the Security of Information Act. That act deals with cases of espionage by foreign powers. A statement from the RCMP confirms that the charges stem from activities alleged to have occurred during his tenure as an RCMP employee. Security experts tell us it could be the biggest breach of national security in Canadian history. If convicted, Ortiz faces up to 37 years in prison. Coming up at 6, how his expertise in computers and cyberspace and access to sensitive high-tech information are raising concerns the ripple effect could have an impact for years to come. Delta's mayor and top cop say a lack of policing at Canada's busiest port may be allowing smuggling and other criminal activity there. More than 2.4 million containers flow in and out every year, but police say less than 1% of them are inspected. The terminal used to be patrolled by the Ports Canada Police, but the federal government cut the program back in 1997. Since then, it's been up to Delta's municipal police force to respond to crime at the port.
We're concerned about not only the public safety concern that comes from any kind of organized crime that would come from the port, but also in relation to the social harm it may cause to our community.
It's well known that it's a supply chain for illegal drugs, illegal goods, illegal guns, and we need to have the federal government recognize that it's a concern, and it's actually shocking and unacceptable that it's in the state it is now. It's just an open gate to have organized crime come into our country. You know, why are we allowing this?
Mayor Harvey is calling on the federal and provincial governments to renew funding to police Delta Port. In a written statement, the port tells Global News improvements have been made to port security infrastructure, including security cameras, controlled entrance gates, and an around-the-clock monitoring center. It used to be the lifeblood of BC's economy, but now forestry is in crisis. Low lumber prices, just one of the factors that have led to a string of work slowdowns and mill closures around the province. And now another closure announced today. Tolko is shutting down operations in its Kelowna mill. Keith Baldry joins us live from Victoria with more. And Keith, the forest industry has seen some booms and busts before. What's going on now?
Yeah, this is a big bust for sure, Coleen. A number of factors that come into play here. A slumping housing market in the United States, which is a prime market for our wood. High stumpage costs, again, changing in production costs as well. The body count now is substantial. 6,000 workers are now affected by this, and we're talking about 25 mill closures in 22 communities. And those are either closures, which invoke layoffs, or shift reductions. In some cases, that could last as much as 6 weeks. We caught up with the union president in Kelowna, makes the point that costs are rising. John Rustad, the Liberal critic who knows this file pretty well, says supply is a big issue as well, but costs indeed are the prime factor here.
We're being told that 75% of the cost for the employer is getting the wood from the bush into the mill. And that's they can't sustain the mill at those numbers.
In a few cases, there is some closures because there's a lack of supply, but almost all the rest of the curtailments are an issue of cost. We can't compete in a market, and so companies are making the decision to try to save costs. I've heard from one major company, they're losing $1 million a mill per month.
So no easy fix here at all, Coleen. I've been looking at this for some time now. Again, a host of factors are at play. It's sort of a perfect storm here. And look for more mill closures in the foreseeable future as well. The carnage isn't done yet. There's more bad news on the horizon.
All right, thanks for that, Keith. It is one of the province's newest and busiest hospitals, and now the emergency ward of Abbotsford Regional is going to be expanded. Health Minister Adrian Dick says the hospital's ER has been operating beyond its capacity for some time, and the $16 million expansion will ensure staff and patients have more space. Construction is set to begin in the fall and is expected to be finished by the summer of 2021.
The project will add 825 square meters, the emergency room, new trauma bays, and 12 new patient exam rooms that will maximize privacy and improve infection control. There will also be renovations to the triage area, dedicated stretcher bays, and we'll be relocating the hospital bays to be next to the emergency department, which will again be more efficient.
It's a volunteer-run organization with the goal of helping the community, but for a second time in less than a month, a thrift store in Surrey has been targeted by thieves. Early this morning, the security alarm went off at the Surrey Hospice thrift store on King George Boulevard. When police and the manager got there, they found a window had been removed and items were missing from the till and from behind the showcases. A similar break-in and theft happened on August 23rd.
I just don't understand how someone could come in and break into a store that is a non-profit, where all of our money goes to support these two organizations that do nothing but good for the community. It really hurts that someone would come in and do this to us.
Still to come, the secrets to happiness, what new research reveals. But first, Felicity Huffman gets jail time for her role in the college entrance exam scandal, what it could mean for a Canadian charged, and why Canadian gold medal Olympian Kylie Humphries may soon be sporting red, white, and blue team colors. Next.
Big delays on Highway 1 in Burnaby, where a truck too big to fit under the Gilmore overpass is affecting traffic. The right lane is blocked by emergency crews. Traffic is slow on the Grandview on-ramp as well as eastbound on Highway 1 backing into the Cassiar Tunnel. Adventure comes standard this fall with a fully equipped Subaru with rates starting from 0.5% for a limited time. Hurry into your local Western Subaru dealer today. I'm Trish Jewison in Global 1, high above Highway 1 in Burnaby.
Nothing says summer like Big Brother.
Here's to the best summer of your life.
And you don't have to miss a single addictive moment.
How will it all play out? You'll find out.
Stream anytime on the Global TV app, globaltv.com, and Global On Demand.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Happy birthday.
Modern Family, final season Wednesday, September 25th on Global.
Need money? It's time to talk to Freedom Capital. I'm Pip Dhaliwal. Freedom Capital offers creative solutions, private financing, commercial loans, construction loans, land-only financing, and foreclosure prevention. Fast, easy funding. Apply now at freedomcapital.com.
I know you want me. You know I want you. I know you want me. You know I want you. I know you want me. You know I want you. I know you want me. You know I want you.
Buying or selling a home is a big decision. So when it comes to finding the right realtor, you want to interview a few.
You want one who knows the market. and the neighborhood, too.
The right realtor understands your needs and knows how to protect your interests.
The right realtor is a master of details, so nothing gets missed.
Take ownership of home ownership.
Choose the realtor who's right for you.
Hi.
For tips to find the right realtor, visit realtylink.org.
As a Van City member, you get competitive interest rates to grow your money. And your deposits are used to fund loans for local businesses. Like where you might go for Taco Tuesdays. Or where you could book a car for a road trip. So you make money while making where you live better. Choose to make good money with Van City.
Malcolm, you have a copycat. I'm flattered and deeply concerned.
From desperate housewife to federal inmate, Oscar-nominated actress Felicity Huffman has been sentenced to 2 weeks in jail after pleading guilty in the college admissions cheating scandal.
Are you prepared to go to prison for this?
Judgment day for actress Felicity Huffman. Her husband and actor William H. Macy by her side. A federal judge sentenced the former Desperate Housewife star to 14 days in federal prison, a $30,000 fine, then probation and community service for her fraudulent role in the college admissions scandal. Before the sentence, Huffman tearfully spoke in court, apologized, and accepted responsibility for what she had done. After hearing the judge's decision, she released a statement saying in part, "I can promise you that in the months and years to come, I will try and live a more honest life and serve as a better role model for my daughters and family." The first parent sentenced in the nationwide college admissions scandal, Huffman admitted she paid $15,000 to have a proctor correct her daughter's SAT scores. While prosecutors sought a month in prison as part of the plea agreement, the Emmy-nominated actress asked for leniency, requesting probation, community service, and a fine. In a letter to the judge, she wrote, "I keep asking myself, why did I do this? How could I abandon my own moral compass and common sense?" While Huffman chose to plead guilty in the case, fellow actress Lori Loughlin did not. This sentence could set the stage for the other 34 parents who are also charged in a scheme that has raised sweeping questions about college admissions nationwide. Wendy Woolfolk, NBC News.
And just hours before that sentencing, a different U.S. federal judge ruled the size of the bribes paid by parents will not influence the severity of their punishments. That could be good news for BC businessman David Sidhu if he's found guilty for his part in the scandal. Sidhu is accused of making two separate $100,000 U.S. payments to have others take college entrance exams in place of his two sons. He has pleaded not guilty to charges of conspiracy to commit mail fraud and wire fraud. Canadian Olympic bobsledder Kaylee Humphries may trade the Maple Leaf for the Stars and Stripes. Humphries making the announcement amid a widening dispute with Bobsleigh Canada over a harassment and abuse complaint she filed last year. The Olympic gold medalist is one of the top drivers in women's bobsleigh, but hasn't competed in more than a year because of the claim. On Saturday, the 34-year-old is marrying a former American bobsledder, making her eligible to race for the U.S. at the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing. The first leaders' debate is over, and now party leaders are honing in on key ridings they're hoping to win, making promises that zero in on voters' bank accounts.
Liberal leader Justin Trudeau was in Quebec today to talk about small business policy, but his announcement was overshadowed by questions about Bill 21, legislation that bans public employees from wearing religious symbols such as hijabs and turbans. Trudeau has said he's monitoring court challenges against the bill, and it would be premature for the federal government to get involved. Today, he went further.
I will highlight that we're not going to close the door on intervening at a later date, because I think it would be irresponsible for a federal government to close the door to intervention ever on a matter that does touch fundamental freedoms.
The other main party leaders spent the day in the Toronto area. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh with a promise to lower high cell phone and internet costs for Canadians, part of his plan to take on big business.
We would immediately put in place a price cap
on the amount that can be charged for cell phone and internet. It's going to save families on average $250 per year.
Conservative leader Andrew Scheer was talking transit in Mississauga this morning, announcing he would reintroduce a tax credit, which was cut by the Liberals. Scheer says the green public transit tax credit would give riders a 15% credit on their taxes and help reduce emissions.
This, combined with other measures that we will be announcing about investments in public infrastructure, expanding capacity that we'll make later on in the campaign, I believe will have a very positive impact on ridership levels across the country.
Green Party leader Elizabeth May started her day in Toronto but will be ending it in British Columbia, campaigning with her husband, also a Green Party candidate. And as we head into the first full weekend of the campaign, all the party leaders will be pushing their messages hard, crisscrossing the country. After all, we are just 37 days away from October 21st, Decision Day in Canada. Travis Stanraj, Global News.
Still to come, the South Coast is preparing for a dump of rain. Christie has the forecast next. Plus this.
More money, that'll make me happy. You know, getting a promotion, that'll make me happy.
But will it? What new research says are the best strategies for happiness. And
I say this from the heart, it's completely changed my life.
The new treatment that's letting people with peanut allergies live life with less fear. Not just one approval. That story next.
I'm Grace Mitchell, and my team and I take boring, outdated homes, and we give them personality. Yes! A home should tell the story of the family that lives there.
One of a Kind. New episode Wednesday at 10 on HGTV.
Dad, the side of your face is drooping. Mom?
It's probably nothing.
You're slurring. Why are you slurring? Raise your arms up in the air for me.
Dad, are you okay?
You say call 911.
No, I'm just sleepy.
Chad? Tim?
Dad?
How you feeling?
Fine.
Well, you've had a stroke. But because you got here quickly, you're looking at a full recovery.
Success without integrity means nothing. Every hour of every day, be the man of today. Boss Bottled.
Imagine if we ever got to meet. We would be such good friends. Best friends.
Advantage 2. Kills fleas through contact all month long.
I mean, he's a wreck without me.
Advantage 2. Fight the misery of biting fleas.
Global News Morning and the Snowbird RV Show and Sale want you to win an unforgettable Parksville getaway. Prize includes 3 nights at Surfside Resort, RV rental, golf package, and more. The Snowbird RV Show and Sale is September 19th to 22nd at Tradex in Abbotsford. Enter online.
I was a passenger in the taxi, and we T-boned a car that pulled right out in front of us. I wasn't sure what to do, so I called ICBC. I never heard back from them.
So James called Stevens & Holman Law Firm.
After I met with my lawyer, I felt very comfortable. I felt like I was in good hands. I made the right choice, calling Stevens & Holman.
I'm Simon Holman. The law firm you choose does make a difference.
You know, I wasn't too sure about lawyers. Stevens & Holman changed my mind.
Why should I have to pay to move my money?
Can't you just e-transfer me?
The bank charges more than you do, honey.
Money Numbers is brought to you by Envision Financial. Bank, borrow, insure, invest. Visit us for all your financial needs.
How does this even happen?
Port Moody police catching this wannabe car thief in action early this morning. They were called to a home on Ioko Road where they found the suspect inside a car. Conservation officers were called in and were able to release the bear unharmed. Another reminder for all of us to keep our doors locked and garbage containers secured. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration endorsed today a first-of-its-kind peanut allergy treatment. How it's proving to be a life changer. We're going to have that story for you right after Christie's forecast. And Christie, I understand we are preparing for a bit of a dump of rain.
Yes, but it's going to be a similar pattern to what we saw today, Coleen, in that much of the day will be cloudy, a few showers, and it's not till the end of the day that we're really going to see it pick up. And you can see that here in the tower cam shot now, some really dark clouds starting to move in, although there were some bright spots today, not sunshine, but lighter spots, I guess you could see, but there it is. The rain now starting to take over the lower mainland. It was across the Sunshine Coast and Vancouver Island earlier. We've got a significant amount of rain that's expected to hit our area. If you include what we saw yesterday and right through Sunday, we could see anywhere from 40 to 60 millimeters of rain. And that's what we would typically see through the entire month of September. And we'll see that in just 3 to 4 days. So yes, if you're feeling like we plunged right into fall, we have done so, that's for sure. Here's tomorrow morning. The breakdown is that southern regions do have a chance of showers, but it looks like the bulk of the moisture will be north of our area in the morning. So that's why I say it's not necessarily a soaker. It's again going to be across the Sunshine Coast and Metro Vancouver region. But by the late afternoon and evening hours, yes, it's going to take over our region. It will be heavy at times. Sunday's a little bit iffy, but I'm still calling for showers at least through the morning hours. Here's the amounts you can expect. Hardest hit areas will be to the west and to the north. If you're out in the Fraser Valley, far less expected for you. These areas here will see the showers in the morning, and then that moisture will shift down across the south coast mainly. Some breaks of dry weather in through the Okanagan Valley, but picking up further in through the Columbia region. And for the south coast, yes, building through the day with the heaviest rain expected towards the end of the day tomorrow. Still showers on Sunday with a risk of thunderstorms. Finally, some breaks of sunshine on Monday. Coleen, back to you.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, Christie. The first treatment for food allergies was endorsed today by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. It's a treatment that could save lives, and as you're about to see, it's already changing some.
Stella Chokwalozi has a severe peanut allergy, something that's always on the 16-year-old's mind.
And this is my EpiPen. It's really important that I don't forget it at home or anywhere.
So that you're always prepared.
Exactly.
Her mom, Jean, says they stay vigilant so she doesn't have a life-threatening reaction.
I remember after she was diagnosed, sort of feeling like my whole reality had shifted.
3 years ago, doctors told the family about a study testing a new oral immunotherapy treatment called AR-101.
Up until now, we have had no treatments available for food allergy at all.
Dr. Julie Wang is a clinical researcher with Mount Sinai Hospital. She says patients are exposed to small, escalating doses of peanut protein with the goal of desensitizing them.
That same low dose would then not trigger an allergic reaction, or at least would minimize the severity of an allergic reaction.
Research shows about 67% of children and teens treated with AR-101 were able to tolerate the equivalent of about 2 peanuts, but 20% discontinued treatment, including 10% because of adverse events such as side effects or reactions.
Allergic reactions are possible, which is why oral immunotherapy is something that it needs to be done under close medical supervision.
Stella had some minor reactions during treatment, and with continued therapy, she's able to tolerate some exposure to peanuts.
Are you glad that you took part in this study?
I'm 100% glad I took part in it. I say this from the heart. It's completely changed my life.
She says the treatment allows her to live her life with less fear. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
Coming up next, the real secret to happiness, according to the latest research. And designs from a Duchess. Meghan breaks her maternity leave by launching a new endeavor. Next.
Seeing delays here in New Westminster due to a stalled vehicle eastbound on Stewardson Way just past the north end of the Queensboro Bridge and 20th. The right lane is currently blocked with traffic backing just to the north end of the Queensboro Bridge. Today's Lotto Max jackpot is an estimated $27 million. Lotto Max, dream to the max. I'm Trish Jewison in Global One, high above a stall in New Westminster.
Sunscreen?
Sure. Global is giving away 10 Island Escape to Maui WestJet vacation packages for 2.
Watch Global News Morning for details.
Then watch NewsHour at 6 and enter for a chance to win the WestJet Vacations Island Escape to Maui.
Dad, the side of your face is drooping. Mom?
It's probably nothing.
You're slurring. Raise your arms up in the air for me. Gracie, call 911.
I just...
Honey?
Oh, Dad! Tim!
I need an ambulance to 7th floor.
Tim!
I think he's having a stroke.
Dad?
How you feeling?
I'm fine.
Well, you've had a stroke. But because you got here quickly, you're looking at a full recovery.
This is the summer you use Expedia to get out of the office, out on the town, then out of the city entirely. With more options in Canada from coast to coast than any other travel site, Expedia has everything you need to go.
My whole problem started when I got into nursing school. I had over $90,000 of debt before I was 23. My mom became quite ill. I had to drop out of school and take care of her. The debts kept piling up. I felt like my life was over. I went to Sands & Associates, and it was the first time I felt like it's all gonna be okay. They really removed that stigma. I felt respected and made me feel like it's okay to make mistakes and we're gonna help you. And they did save my life. I'll forever be grateful for that.
When your busy schedule doesn't line up with your doctors, where do you turn? BC's pharmacists are available every day, including evenings and weekends, and we're trained to offer all kinds of services. From renewing an existing prescription for up to a year, to giving flu and measles shots, we're here for you. So whether you need an emergency prescription or someone to review your medications, your local pharmacists are ready to help. Learn more at seeyourpharmacist.ca.
With BC Children's Hospital Dream Lottery, there's something for everyone. Buy now for our fall reward. A South Pacific yacht cruise or a Honda Accord hybrid or $32,000 cash. Fall reward deadline, midnight tonight. Go to bcchildren.com.
I think Tracy's into me. Go back to her place. Why are you yelling at me?
See the monumental Broadway hit Rent coming to the Queen Elizabeth Theatre. Catch the 20th anniversary tour of the show following the story of 7 artists struggling to follow their dreams without selling out. Get tickets at BroadwayAcrossCanada.ca. Calling all Canuck fans, get your official 2019-2020 Canucks calendar today until December 31st. You have a chance to win tickets and prizes, and proceeds go to support the Canuck for Kids Fund, only at PharmaSafe locations. For Our BC, I'm Michael Newman.
Our BC is brought to you by Alpine Credits. Own your own home and need a loan? Get approved in less than 24 hours at alpinecredits.ca.
Hi, everyone.
The Duchess of Sussex is making her first official outing since giving birth to baby Archie, launching a workwear clothing line for charity. Sales will benefit SmartWorks, a UK organization that helps women find employment with coaching tips and professional attire for their job interviews. For at least the next 2 weeks, for every item purchased, one will be donated to the charity. Great. What makes you happy? More money, more status, being in love? It turns out there is actually science behind the correct answers to that question. A top researcher in the field of happiness shows us what does and does not spark joy.
We all think we know what would make us happier.
If I could be able to spend as much time as I could with my family and not have any other responsibilities. Lots of money. Probably just lots of money. Yeah.
But researchers say we often miss the mark.
We have all these strong intuitions about what will make us happier. More money, that'll make me happy. You know, getting a promotion, that'll make me happy. But then you look at people who get that and they're not happy.
Yale professor Lori Santos tells CBS This Morning the keys to increasing happiness.
Stop focusing on the things that don't matter, money, accolades, and so on, and start focusing on the things that do. Make time for social connection. Take time to just be present. Experience gratitude.
Santos says we all have something called the psychological immune system that helps us cope with situations that we think will make us unhappy.
We're just more resilient than we think. You know, when bad things happen, someone breaks up for you, all of a sudden, they weren't good enough for me. You know, you lose some money in the lottery like, I didn't need it anyway. This immune system makes us feel good even when bad things happen. We just don't realize we have it.
Researchers say getting more sleep, exercising more, and being kind are also proven ways to increase happiness. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
More on the arrest by the RCMP of one of their own senior staff, what we know about the senior employee, the secrets he may have spilled, and what Justin Trudeau is now saying about it. And a new breed of partisan advocacy groups are hoping to influence what you believe and how you vote. Global National starts right now.